So, Jim, what has your Cannes experience been like? Is there as much pressure on the men as there is on the women?
I don't know. I didn't have to, walk a red carpet or anything like that. And
But you still have to look snazzy as you are.
yeah, I guess they just handed this to me 2 minutes before the shot. So, it's pretty easy like that.
What's been sort of the highlight? What's an enduring memory you're going to take back from here?
This villa, actually,
It is
yeah,
fantastic.
it's really amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone is super friendly and nice, and they took such good care of us. And as you can see with all of the food. So how much should I be eating while answering questions?
You can. Jim, you've had a sort of very interesting career because you started in theatre and you said that when you did Nija, you enjoyed that experience because it was so close to theatre. You had an audience with the passengers in the plane,
Yeah.
you were shot chronologically, there was a lot of rehearsal, but that's not how Hindi films normally work. So how hard has it been to adjust to the work culture?
I think it depends project to project. There are some where I truly don't know what's going on and I feel like adrift, in the sea of conflicting opinions that I'm not really sure what my place in it all is. Other times I don't understand at all what is the politics on the set, but I love the part between action and cut. Great co-actors and really good feedback from the directors, and so that part is enjoyable. I just love acting so much that whatever form that it's taking is perfectly fine by me. I think the benefits, not the benefits, the plus of theatre is you're your own editor in a way. You have
What
to
does
listen
that
to
mean?
you have to listen to the director and all of that, but you emerge on stage as a fully packaged character already. Nobody is going to be choosing where the audience looks. You all have to decide that. You all have to make that happen as it's happening. So that's what I kind of mean by my own editor. I get to choose the takes for that day based on how the play is going. Whereas in film, sometimes you miss that magical feeling that the scene has just gone perfect. You kind of get the feeling after 7 or 8 takes that the editor will put something together and use that close-up shot which worked, and then this other part that worked, and then use the wide for this one. But you may not have got that feeling after the take of this was the one, let's recreate that, which you get with rehearsal in a play. You get the thing that finally works, and then you keep trying to perfect it and make it better. And
Do you find this level of satisfaction with Hindi cinema? Or is it harder to build and to flesh out?
At
You
times,
do.
yes, yeah. There were times where I would leave the Padmavat set and go home charged with energy, ready to tell everybody about what the scene was today and how I felt this thing that I never knew that I would felt. And it was a scene that actually didn't even make it to the final production, the final film, that I had the most bizarre feeling with it. We got that one time in a Padmavati scene where he's been waiting for her, right? It's in the tent right at the end. I'm sharpening that sword and I'm talking to him, and he goes to look out, and I'm saying, "You're gonna stand outside in the sun all day? What are you, insane?" or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah." He doesn't say anything, and we shot a scene where he's just standing there and looking, and he's mumbling that Kali Bali song to himself, but in a very different way, and he's mumbling it. And I come and I'm like, it's the end of the day, come inside. And he doesn't respond, and I'm walking around him, and I go what's going on?
Yeah.
And then at some point I go all the way around. Do you want to turn around? I go all the way around, and I cover his view of Padmavati, and I say, "What are you doing?" Which is the thing that I think everybody in the audience has been asking. What are you doing?
Right.
What's wrong with you? It's ye divangi kya hai?
Right.
That's what I'm asking him. And instead of doing anything violent, which we've come to accept at this point, he just moves me out of his way and hugs me.
Right.
And I come out of the hug suddenly understanding
Everything.
everything.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Right.
and then walking off. Oh man, oh, it was so good. It didn't make it to the film, but it was so I couldn't express what a wonderful feeling it was.
So
And
you live for that.
yeah.
That's true. You have to live for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, Jim, there's so much conversation and noise around India at Cannes and the high fashions but what we don't see as much is Indian cinema. What are you looking for? Tea?
Coffee?
No, I'm good, thank you. So what you don't see, this year we have 2 films in competition, but we haven't made the main competition in more than 20 years.
Right.
What would you like to see Indian cinema do at this festival?
I don't be a contender, I guess.
Yeah.
And make films that are complicated and deep and interesting and funny and bizarre and somewhat inexplicable and something where one viewing can't be enough. I love to leave a film not being entirely sure if I like it or not because I'm so overwhelmed with the experience.
You're still processing.
Yeah, sometimes you have to discuss it for an hour to realize you actually loved it,
Yeah.
That, I guess.
But do you think we do enough of that? Or are we getting there? In the scripts that you're offered, do you see that sort of level of complexity?
No. Do you think we're getting there? I think it's starting to become more writer-centric.
Yeah.
I think there are more voices emerging as like strong, well-written films already right from the beginning. I think a lot of those films are more, not regional, but more telling smaller stories from smaller places in ways that I may not be cast in. So I don't know what those films are like just now. I don't know those ones. I just feel all I can do is try to take whatever I've been given and try to make it as complicated and interesting as I can. And sometimes I fail and sometimes I succeed, and that's all.
What do you look for in a movie? What do you look for in a role?
Really?
Yeah.
Everything else I forget about. As I'm reading it, I'm having fun. I can see the scene clearly in my head. I can see how I would like to play it. I want to put the words in my mouth. There's no other way that I can say it apart from that. I want to put the words in my mouth first, and then of course it'll move to my brain and my body after that. But ideally first, I just want to put the words in my mouth.
How often does that happen? Do you read a lot of things you like?
No.
What does an actor do then, Jim? I mean, there's all this amazing talent. You want to be making great cinema.
You wait.
You just wait.
What else can you do? Or you have to do it yourself. You have to create the content yourself. But I do feel that requires a certain skill set, and it's not the one that I've spent my life up until now polishing. So I feel like if I switched gears, that would take time. And so in the meantime, I'm just waiting and hoping.
But it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tell me, for many filmmakers, for many actors, the Cannes Film Festival is on the bucket list. Was it for you?
I would love to come here with a film, sure, yeah. I haven't got to really experience the festival much while I've been here. It's been more like parties and fun places and beautiful environments and meeting lots of interesting people from around the world who, over the last few days, I think yesterday particularly with the big party that we had, I had a lot of interesting conversations with everyone, and they all seemed relaxed and fun and interested in their jobs and interested in the world and interested in people especially. So that's been my experience more than really knowing what's happening at the festival. I think I would really like to come another time in a very different context, like maybe with a film where I only had commitments for the period during the film is happening, and the rest of the time I can sit on the beach and watch movies and sit on the beach and watch movies.
Well, I'm going to leave you to at least sit in this amazing villa and eat this amazing food.
Yeah.
Jim, thank you.
Thank you.
And have a great rest of your time here.
What do you think? What do you think should be done? What do you think is the
You
future?
can't interview me.
I'm really asking. I don't know these answers. You know more about this than me. I'm just an actor. I don't know anything. I'm told to stand there and do things. I say wear the suit. I wear it.
No. Then it'll happen. It'll happen.
Okay.
I have faith.
Okay.
I'm the eternal optimist.
Oh, great.
Yeah.